So in my depressed Celtics fan state of a couple days ago, I nearly accepted that the old Gordon Hayward was not going to come back this season, and as a result, the Celtics' chance at a finals pretty much not going to happen. And then he busted out this play against the Cavaliers. A little symbolic given that this was the building and the basket where his horrific knee injury occurred, or ankle injury, excuse me. But that was the most athletic that he's looked all year on that chase down block. And since that play, Hayward has been having pretty much his best month of the season. If we dive into that Cavaliers game a little bit more, finished with 18 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. His efficiency was excellent, and he looked so aggressive attacking the rim. And that's the biggest thing to me, because so much of this season has consisted of Gordon either being very hesitant or aggressive, but not able to actually beat his defender. And it seems that with that game and a few other games that have happened recently, right before the All-Star break, Gordon may be turning it around. Against the Pistons, he finished with 18 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. But the biggest thing to me is he went 7 for 8 from the free throw line. So the dude was constantly in pick and rolls, the occasional isolation. If he got an opportunity in transition, he was going to push it. And it was a similar thing against the Clippers, a game that the Celtics lost in ugly fashion, but he had nearly 20 points, and he was 5 for 6 from the free throw line in this game as well. That's huge, because it's maybe the biggest sign this season that the old Gordon Hayward is creeping back. Because with Utah, he was shooting about 5 to 6 free throws a game. It was kind of an underrated part of what made him so productive. Now, it's not just fouls. The fact that he's attacking means he's just going to finish more around the rim in general. It puts more pressure on the defense. It doesn't give them a break. Hayward has been taking a few too many pull-up jumpers this year. The other thing it does is it opens up his playmaking a lot more. And this was something that I was really excited to see with Gordon when the Celtics signed him, was how was Brad Stevens going to use his playmaking abilities? Because his last year with the Jazz, I believe Hayward put up around 4 assists a game. And I thought he had the potential to be one of the better passing wings in the league, and that injury occurs, and it's going to take a while to see if that can really happen. But I think he can do it, and driving and forcing the defense to collapse on you is pretty much a necessity if you want to be a plus assist guy. Another reason why this is exciting is because it can open up other Celtics for easy opportunities, one of which is Jalen, who is more of an off-ball dude right now, and the other one is Al Horford. And his offense has been coming on a bit lately. He did have some lingering injuries that were hurting him early on in the season. Horford presents the biggest matchup nightmare for all the other Eastern Conference teams on the Celtics, right? The way he spaces the floor and does all of his Al Horford things. And if there's another guy on this team who can create those open jump shots for him and the pick and pop and things like that, then that's going to make the Celtics just a little more difficult to defend. Now, I mentioned Horford's jump shot. I haven't even talked about Hayward's shooting yet. I mean, I've been so enthralled with the way he's beating defenders off the dribble. I should also point out he's shooting 52% from 3 in February. That is, of course, not going to maintain itself. But this is a great sign as well. And I recognize that the sample size is not massive. The bad still far outweighs the good for this season with Hayward, but he's gotten a little better every month. His efficiency has been trending in the right direction. If he can just combine this newfound burst off the dribble with the jump shot that's looking good, then suddenly the Celtics have 3 guys who could be pretty frightening for the opposing defenses in the Eastern Conference, because Kyrie can still score against any defense that you want to give him. Jason Tatum has been a little more aggressive lately. We'll have to see if Brad Stevens and the team just keeps egging him on to shoot. And then if Hayward can at least be a, 15-point guy in the playoffs, then that's the kind of thing to where I could get back to my preseason belief, which was that the Celtics were the best team in the Eastern Conference. Because having 3 guys who can go off the dribble, hit contested shots, and get to the free throw line is just so damn difficult to deal with, no matter how good your defense is. especially when all three of those guys have the benefit of Brad Stevens' offense, where there's a lot of motion and attacking mismatches, and the fact that the floor is always going to be spaced out. I mean, the template is there if Hayward can keep this up, and we're going to have to see if he can, for the Celtics offense to be really good down the last stretch of the season. Now, the defense in the East is no slouch. Giannis could be a Defensive Player of the Year, and Coach Bud has these guys as the #1 defensive team in the NBA currently. The Raptors still have themselves an all-time defensive player in Kawhi, and they are full of long athletes who care about that side of the floor. And while Philadelphia's defense overall has been a little disappointing, they still have the personnel to get stops. Also, the Celtics season has been so weird. Everything could change within 5 days from now. But maybe, just maybe, the guy that the Celtics gave a max contract to could be looking like his old self.